time for Heb Hangs. Heb Hangs, it's time for Heb Hangs. Whatever you're doing, do this instead. Come along and hang with Heb.
That's right. I'm Heb and you're hanging with me. Now, the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is shut the fuck up about my hair. Please. I had a hat on all day today. I took it off. I took a nap. I ate lunch. And I didn't feel like putting the hat back on. And my hair looks like this. So here it is in all of its glory. If you're just listening to this, then never mind. Just listen to the soothing sounds of my my voice. Welcome back to Heb Hangs. It is our second episode on our new network. Woohoo! Yeah, cheers! Wow! It's a Monday. I had my Monday morning co-working group. Who knows if I told you about this before, but here you go. Every Monday morning, I host a co-working group not too far down the street. And it's for literally anybody. If you're listening to this and you live in East LA or any part of LA, but most likely will come if you live in East LA. I hosted a Monday morning co-working group where you can come and work on anything at all. And I'm there from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I have a friend who comes and he sketches and draws. I've worked on my script there. I like to clear out my emails and go through all my transactions for the week and, you know, organize my finances and my budget and see how much over my budget I'm spending and continue to spend every single month. It's insanely difficult to stick to a budget. Holy shit. Holy shit. It's because sometimes it's just like, well, I need that. Like, I don't know. I splurged. I decided to splurge on house cleaning today. But since I asked for like a deep clean, I asked them to really get into the couch and like steam the whole couch and steam some rugs and stuff. They're like, oh, well, that's extra. I'm like, okay, whatever the fuck. Everyone, I looked at so many places and everyone was like around $250. This guy I ended up paying, it was a guy and his wife. I ended up paying them $210. And it's so funny because leading up to it every day, I was like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And then I get back and I'm like, oh my God, it's so clean. I love it. And then immediately I'm like, what did I pay for? Why didn't I just do this myself? Wow. The reality is like, I've been trying to do it myself and I have been keeping my place pretty clean, but I just kind of needed someone to pull the couch out, get behind the couch, like wipe down the things that I just like have not been able to get to kind of just reset the place. And my bathroom, bro. It is so hard to clean my bathroom. I just don't. But it was prompted because this company was like, send us pictures of your bathroom. We might want to work together if it's cute. And I was like, whoa, you don't want to see my bathroom how it is. You do not want to see my bathroom how it is. Nope. There's hair dye stains up in there. It was all red and pink and dirty. So I was like, let me get a clean. But Rocky needs a groom as well. But I'm like, I just spent $200, so that's gonna have to wait until next month. Life is hard when you can't just do everything you want and whenever you want. That is no, let me change my perspective. I am extremely grateful that I was able to hire someone to come in and clean my apartment today. How about that, huh? Extremely grateful. It's nice. I hate mopping as well. It's nice to have someone come in and mop. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. I wanted to tell you guys about, I went to the Ren Fair. I wonder if this is going to be a mini episode because I think maybe my camera might die. So this might be a mini episode. I'll tell you about the Ren Fair. Well, it's funny because I had the best weekend ever with my boyfriend. He stayed over for like 3 or 4 days and it was awesome. And we went to the Ren Fair and I had the best time. And then of course this morning I started a fight. So I was so excited to tell you about the Ren Fair and now I'm just thinking about how I started a fight. But I'll still tell you about the Ren Fair anyway. I should apologize to him. Hang on. You're right. Let me apologize. I'm sorry for my behavior. My feelings are big and strong. That's not to justify it. I'm just letting him know my feelings are big and strong. Anyway, so that's... Sorry, I'm getting back to my... Yeah, so I started a fight because, well, I'm trying to go up to Washington to visit my family, and I want my boyfriend to come with. But the thing is, I have my dog. I have Rocky, whom I love so much. But, oh my God, I'm kind of just... It's been 10 years of being a single mom, and I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I would love to be able to, like, afford a dog walker who could come a couple times a week so that, you know, I could make plans after work and I wouldn't need to come home right after work. Or, I don't know. It's just a lot of work. And anytime going out of town, it's tough and it's expensive. And so I want to go up to Washington to visit my family, and my friend is getting married. And so I asked my boyfriend if he would go up with me, and he's down, but he hates road trips. So it seems like my options are road trip up with my dog to save money, because tickets are super expensive now. Round trip to Seattle from LA, it's like a 2-hour flight, and they're on average $350. They're so expensive. That plus getting care for him for like a week or 5 days is going to be around like $300 to $400 minimum. Because I have someone who watches him for cheap, but still that shit adds up. So it's like just to get there is like $700-800. That's very tough. So anyway, I was talking about driving up because it would be maybe half that for gas or something up there and back. But my boyfriend hates road trips. Hates them. So he doesn't want to go on the road trip with me. Which I guess I get. No, I do get it. But I wish he would just go on the road trip with me anyway. But I don't want him to have a miserable time. So I wish he would go on the road trip and be happy about it, if I'm being honest. And I know that's an unreasonable ask. So if he doesn't want to, then he just doesn't want to. But I got frustrated, and then I was like, well, let's fly, but can you help me cover the cost of Rocky? And he's like, but it's not my dog. I understand that. Also reasonable. Also frustrates me. Yeah. So I don't really know. Everything's just so expensive. Painful. Ooh, maybe I'll stream Stardew Valley after this, like tonight. That'd be fun. I think I got my stuff set up. I should be able to stream. Anyway, so that's the fight that I kind of started because... Yeah, I feel stupid. It's so frustrating. Why is it so hard to take care of a dog? It's starting to make me like kind of resent him a little bit, if I'm being so honest. And it's not his fault. It's just hard. And he has all this shit going on with his foot, and it's costing me so much money, and I have to go down to Mexico to go see the vet. I already went down to Tijuana once. Yeah, but I went down to Tijuana last week. I'm pretty sure the last episode I recorded was the day before going to Tijuana. And it was fine. My friend came with me. It was a long ass day. Left at 6 a.m. and we were home around 7. So it was like 13 hours, 2.5 hours there, like 3 hours back, getting around Tijuana. So we had to wait in line to get back through the border for 3 hours. And then the vet was kind of helpful. They were like, we're going to give you these meds. Let's see if it gets any better. It probably won't, but you're probably going to have to come back when the surgeon is here. Because I went down on a weekend and they're like, the surgeon is only here Monday through Friday. But if we want to do a CT scan or something, we need the surgeon here. But I'm thinking like, okay, usually you don't get a CT scan and then go into surgery. Usually it's like 2 separate appointments. I cannot drive back there twice. I cannot drive back there 2 more times. It has to be just once. And even that, my boyfriend is going to hate it, but I'm going to have to drag him along. And man, I'm making him sound like a bum ass nigga. He's not a bum ass nigga at all. He just hates road trips. He is down to help me, and he does help me with so many things. He just does not like road trips. But Tijuana, since that's like a 3-hour drive, if like there is middle ground to be made there, you know, we can meet, we can make a compromise there. He will come with me for the day. It might be a little painful, but he will. Because I shouldn't go by myself, and I already asked my friend to go with me one time, and I feel like someone should only go down to Tijuana with a friend once. I'm gonna see if I have another battery. Stand by. Okay. Hi, it is over a week later. My camera did die, and then I was like, let me just charge this battery really quick. And I'll get back to it like either later today or tomorrow or something. And it's been a week. What am I like? What am I like? It's early in the morning right now. It's 8:49 a.m. I went and I did a workout this morning. There's this like bougie, expensive boutique gym in my neighborhood that I've been going to, and I'm trading content for a gym membership for 3 months. So I got to make them some videos and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like normally $260 a month. Holy shit. I could not afford that. So I'm making some videos and stuff. After the 3 months, who knows what'll happen? Who knows what'll happen? My goals are... I don't want to say that I want to lose weight because I know I'm at a fine weight. I think I just am trying to get like more muscle. I'm definitely trying to gain muscle, especially in my arms, gain endurance for other things like for surfing and stuff like that, which I'll get into. And then also, I guess, I mean, yeah, for the first time I noticed my body like really changing. I don't fit into a lot of the same pants that I used to. That's honestly fine. What's annoying about that is just I have to buy new pants and clothes. I don't need to fit into them again. But then also my tummy has been like a little bit softer than it ever has. And again, I'm like, I think at first I kind of was freaking out about that. But now I'm feeling a bit more like, I love tummy. I love tummy. She's cute and she's nice. As long as I have clothes that fit me, I'm fine. But yeah, I'm working out. I guess we'll just see what the results are. I don't know what my goals are. But this past weekend it's Monday today. On Friday, I went climbing with my friend. We went bouldering in downtown LA, and I have 2, they're not even calluses. They're not calluses yet. That's just 2 like patches of skin that have been ripped off my fingers. So that's really fun. It's been really hard to wash my hands and like use anything on my face because it burns if it touches the skin. That's been pretty crazy, but it was fun. I pushed myself. I'm proud of myself. It was scary. It was bouldering, so no ropes. But I pushed myself and I did it, and it was a really good time. And she had a free guest pass. So it was free 99, which is nice. And then the next morning I went and did yoga at the place that I'm exchanging content for, and then went surfing with my brand new board. Well, new to me. I got it on Facebook Marketplace. But I have some friends who they go surfing all the time, and they let me use their board last year a couple times, and I was like, ooh, this is fun. And so I'm like, this is the summer where I'm gonna surf. So it was like cloudy and kind of cold, but we said we were going to. We planned it like 3 weeks in advance. They gave me a wetsuit. I have a wetsuit now, which is cool. But we said we were going to do it. So we went and had a good time. I didn't stand up on the board because I have stood up in the past and like surfed a tiny little like whitewater wave. And then, but I'd never have like really researched how to do it. It just kind of like came naturally and was similar to snowboarding. And I like got it the first day that I tried it. After like trying, 20, 30 times, I finally got up. But anyway, so I didn't really feel the need to research it this time. And then that bit me in the ass. I'm like, okay, I need to actually figure out what the steps are. I love a step. I love a step-by-step instruction. Like popping up, I was starting to hurt my lower back because I wasn't really sure how to pop up. I was like kind of doing the cobra position and then like trying to jump, but that's not the only way to pop up. There's, you can go up into a plank and then move your back foot forward and then your front foot forward and then you're standing. I think that's what I'm going to try next time. I've been trying that like in my living room. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that one feels like better for my lower back. And also I'm not that strong yet to like just jump up, and I'm not flexible enough. I'm not strong enough yet. I'm working on those things. So I kind of just surfed on my tummy a lot. I just kind of went in on the waves like, wee, 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 wee. Do you remember that old Geico commercial? Wee, 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 wee. Maxwell. Huh? Oh. Thanks, Mrs. H. I can't remember what the like tagline was though. Geico, like the piggy all the way home. I don't know. But also another reason I worked out this morning is because I smoked weed yesterday, and something last week I went to the Ren Fair. Super, super fun. But I smoked the day before the Ren Fair. I smoked at Ren Fair, and then I smoked the next 2 days, because the day after I just like still had some weed, and then the day after that it was 420, and I was like, well, I gotta smoke. And I noticed that I was extremely depressed last week, like very, very depressed. Especially like the first 2 days. It was really rough last week. And I was like, damn, is it the weed? But I always know this. It just keeps showing me. I'm sorry about the yawning. It just keeps showing me that it's not good for me, and I just always go back to it at some point. But one off, like occasionally here and there, it's fine. But smoking 4 days in a row was too much. And then yesterday I hung out with a new friend, and she was smoking. No, actually the past 3 days in a row, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I was offered weed, and I was like, this is so hard, but I'm going to say no. Thank you. And then yesterday I was like, okay. I said no at first, and then we kept hanging out, and then a couple hours later I was like, can I hit your pen? And so I smoked. And I was like, I don't want to fall back into a depression hole. So I got up this morning and went to a workout class, because I was like, that will definitely help. Which is crazy that it actually helps and works. Like, they weren't lying when they said that, unfortunately. Who knew that exercise helps your brain? I guess everybody. I'm tired. I could just nap. It was such an early class. I had to get up at 6:30. 6:30. Yeah, so last weekend I went to Ren Fair for the first time ever. Can I put my head here? There we go. Ooh, that's perfect. No, that's gonna fuck up my hair. Whatever. Last week I went to Ren Fair for the first time. And what the heck? What the heck? And I loved it. I loved my outfit. I loved my makeup. And I loved everybody else's outfits and makeup. And I saw so many cool people. And it felt like summer camp. It was so fun. The first couple hours, I was not into it. I was really, really excited for it. So my expectations were super high. We got in. I had never been before. There were all these shops and like vendors and stuff. And I was like, I don't know if I should like stop here or if I should like keep going in. Luckily, it's one way in, one way out is literally like just this. And then, so you know that like you have one path forward. Rocky, come on. Come on. Rocky, come on. He wants to go out. Come on. After this, we go out. After this, salimos. Yeah. Después esto. No, Después salíamos. No, is it salíamos or salimos? I think it's salimos. Salir, salimos. Anyway, but yeah, I was like overwhelmed and come on. Rocky, come on. You do it every day. There you go. Buddy. There you go. My couch is basically just a big dog bed. Ugh. Oh, sweet baby. But yeah, and we were like meeting up with some friends, and so it was crowded and trying to find them, and we were hungry, and then the lines were long for the food, and the food was expensive, and it was hot. We got there like in the middle of the day. We got there kind of late, so I was kind of stressed about time. So the first like 2 hours, I was a bit like, I don't know. But then we went and saw the joust. We finally got a drink after we ate and everything like that. And then we went and saw the last joust of the day, which is where they joust to the death, which was super cool. They had like packs of fake blood and the blood was like squirting everywhere. It was actually kind of crazy. I was like, if I had kids, I wonder if I would let them see this because it's pretty nuts. Joust to the death. Joust to the death. Joust to the death. Joust to the death. A joust to the death. A joust to the death. And then after that, then we finally met up with our friends. We didn't end up hanging out with them at all, but we just said hi for like 5 or 10 minutes. And then it was like, okay, we checked off all the things because the joust is at the back of the fair. So we went all the way through the fair. We saw everything, even though we didn't stop really at anything. We saw where everything is. We saw the joust. We met up with the friends. Check. Now we can relax. So then the last 2 hours or so, it was just like slowly making our way back to the beginning. And it was the best at that time. I smoked a little weed. I got this bowl. Can I reach it? Oh. My body is sore. I snuck a kiss. Ugh, my body. I got this bowl. It's a singing bowl. I like it. It's hard to make it sing though, like this. I think maybe because it's so small, and also maybe because the mallet is wooden with the size of this bowl. I kind of want to try it with a rubber mallet. But it's kind of hard to get the singing. Anyway, I like having it around though, and I like dinging it at random times. I'll just be walking by and I'll be like, I really like it. But so I got that, and then I got this cool belt. I probably should have gotten a different belt, but the belt guy, bro, obviously his hyperfixation was these belts that he was selling. Nice dude, but I had just smoked. My boyfriend's edible just kicked in, and I was like, I think I want a belt. Like I really want a belt. And there was one in particular, I was like, I want this. And the guy was like, okay, sure. I mean, these ones are, 50. And then we also have these ones over here that are 60. These ones are embossed over here. And I was like, I like this one. I'll just get this one. He's like, okay. And then we can do like a thin belt or a thick belt. A thick belt is really good if, let's say you come back next year and want to add like a cup, whatever those things are called. It's not a goblet. It's I can't remember. Stein thing. He was like, let's say you want to add that, then maybe you want the thick belt. But if you're looking just for, if you want to wrap it up a couple times around your body, we can do a thinner belt and do it longer, and I can punch holes all the way up here. And I was like, yeah, let's just do this belt. Okay, cool. So if you do this one, so we could always do this one, or we could do this one over here. Literally, I'm not kidding you. That conversation went on for 30 minutes. It was like me being like, I want this belt, and him being like, right, here are all the other belts. And like, let me tell you about every other belt. Oh, let me tell you this story about this guy who comes back every year and adds things to his belt every year. Okay. I was like, cool. I want this belt. He's like, yeah, I guess you could do that one. He literally went, yeah, okay. I was like, what do you want right now? Like, do you want me to get a specific belt? And if so, I just need you to say that, because I'm confused and I'm high and I don't know what's going on, and I just want the belt. And also I have like an hour left of the Ren Fair before I need to go back to my car. So if you could you just put the belt, can I just get the belt? I was like, please. But then it went really well with my outfit. I wore a purple like handmaiden dress, milkmaid dress, and then I had a brown corset that had like brown accents on it. It kind of looked like cheetah print, but it wasn't. It was technically floral, but the way the leaves were shaped and stuff, it kind of looks like cheetah print. But that was brown. And then I got like a fairy kit kind of, so I had like a headpiece thing with beads, and then a necklace, and I had these ear covers, these gold, not the elf ear covers, because they sent some elf ear covers and they were white. So didn't wear those. That would have been crazy. White privilege, bro. White privilege is ordering the elf kit off of Amazon and the ears are white. That's white privilege. And not needing to think about it. I know white privilege is bigger than that. Meh. Okay, but it's also that. It's not being gunned down it's not being gunned down by police, and it's ordering the elf kit off of Amazon and the ears are your skin tone. So I don't want to hear it. Anyway, but I had these gold, they were kind of shaped like ears. They're gold cuffs that went around my ears and had all these jewels and things hanging off of them. I love them so much. And then I watched a YouTube tutorial on purple fairy makeup. And I practiced it 2 nights before, and I'm so glad that I practiced it. Yeah. So glad that I practiced it. Because then the day of, I was able to... It looked a lot better the second time I did it, the day of. So that's mostly why I'm glad. It still took me a very long time. It took me like an hour just to do my eyes. But it was hard. I got a new eyeshadow palette for it. No, it's like I have all these new colors that I can play with, and then I went out this past weekend too, and I've just been enjoying doing sparkles and stuff on my makeup, which has been really nice. Yeah. Oh, I wish I wasn't so tired. But yeah, so that was Ren Fair. It was fun. Trying to think if we did anything else. I really wanted to go to the Naughty Bar, which is where you buy a drink and they like... I keep wanting to say like force drink, because like feed it to you, but it's not food. They like hold it for you into your mouth, but then while you're drinking it, they're like, good girl, keep drinking. Don't stop, don't fucking stop. And it's like, look at me when you're drinking. It's like, oh my God, I'm scared and maybe turned on. I can't tell. But I really wanted to go to that, but the line was super long. They should have 2 of those. They should have 2 naughty bars. Oh, and then there's a show. We saw a show on the way back where I was like entranced by these women. They had those like... They weren't maracas, but they were like, they had them in their hands and they were like mini drum cymbals. Like, that was an awful vocalization. But they were like, I don't think they were technically belly dancing either, but it was, anyway, I was just entranced. I couldn't keep my eyes off of them. They were just so amazing. I was like, mouth was agape. That was really amazing. But they have tons and tons of shows. I wish I could have seen more. Because I didn't realize like how fun they were, how cool they were. But one dude was like obsessed with those girls that entranced me. I went up and I gave them $1 after, and I was like, you guys were so good. Thank you so much. Like, absolutely amazing. Couldn't keep my eyes off you guys. You guys were so good. And this girl was like, thank you. And, but before I said that, a guy came up and gave her $1 too. And he was like, you guys were great. And she's like, thanks so much. And then I said my bit. And then as I walked away, he came back and he was like, yeah, so anyway, I saw you guys last year. Absolutely incredible. And I was like, oh, and this girl was super pretty. And I was like, oh no, he's trapping her. It was giving, I don't want to say incel, because that's a strong word, but it was giving, what's it called? Punisher. When you're like punishing someone. In the UK, they call it a sweater. When you're just like sweating someone, you won't get off their back. You just like following them around, keep talking to them, keep asking them questions. We call it a punisher. Or like if someone comes over to your house and then they're like, oh, let me show you a song I made. And then they show you a song they made. And they're like, let me show you another one. And then they do that 10 times. And then it's like they're punishing you with their music for like an entire album worth or something. People can punish in many ways. I am so embarrassed. I kind of feel like I punished Mae Martin a little bit. I'm so humiliated. I'm like a big fan of Mae Martin. Big fan. Handsome Podcast is my favorite podcast. I listen to it every single week, twice a week. I listen to the episodes usually the day they drop. And I've seen Mae live, and I loved their show Feel Good, and I watched Wayward. And I just thought they were super cool. And I DM'd them a couple times and didn't hear anything back, whatever. But then I ended up deleting those DMs because then I got embarrassed. But then I saw them live one time, and it was a pretty small venue, and I was in the front row, and they made eye contact with me a couple times, like throughout the set, and like said something directly to me during the set. And then so after, I was like, oh cool, like maybe I'm in now, like let me try again. So I DM'd them, but I DM'd them something about their show, and I was like, oh, maybe because they said they were working out a joke. I was like, oh well, maybe the joke can end up going this way. And they were like, yeah, that was kind of the goal, that's what I'm trying to do or something. And I was like, cool. Also, like, sorry for the unsolicited advice. Reddit didn't respond. I was like, oh shit. And then I didn't fucking stop. Then I, like, the next day or 2 days later, they posted a story and I responded to it. No response. They read it. And then I think there was another instance, maybe where I said something. They read it, didn't say anything. And then I sent my pilot, because you gotta shoot your shot. I'm trying to sell this fucking pilot. No one cares about it. No one wants it. I'm just sending it out to people, hoping for the best. And I have to use like, and they followed me. They followed me after the show. Forgot to mention that. That's also why I like responded to the stories and stuff, because I was like, oh, we're like cool now, sick. And then, yeah, I sent them my fucking pilot, and I was like, sorry, but here's my thing. And they read it and didn't respond. And now I'm just so embarrassed. I just feel like, oh, what have I done? Now what? They still follow me, but they've never viewed a story or liked a post or anything. So I wonder if I'm muted. I ended up muting them so that I wouldn't be tempted to respond to anything else ever again. I think they still follow me. Let's see, shall we? Let's go to May Martin. Following. Yeah. They follow me. Kind of makes it worse. Makes me very embarrassed. Whoa! Under new guidance issued by the Trump administration, immigrants can now be denied a green card for criticizing Israel on social media or participating in pro-Palestine protests. That's what I just looked at their story. That's what they posted on their story. That's crazy. You know who else I love is Mae Whitman. Other Mae. I'm watching Avatar right now. And Mae Whitman follows me. Or maybe I knew that. That's so cool. Oh, I DM'd them in 2023. Hi, I've been such a fan of yours since Parenthood and just saw that you followed me, so I wanted to introduce myself and say hello. Didn't even open it. Embarrassing, man. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Ooh, no, let me get the fuck off my phone. Instagram really knows how to pull me in. Oh my God. I don't bake, but all these baking recipes and baking videos. Okay, well, actually, this is a good time to segue into the exclusive part of my podcast. This is where, oh my God, sorry, like 4 reels at once are playing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Help. 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 Okay, I made it out. Yeah, I'll go. I have to be on Instagram because I need to find the questions, preguntas that people submitted. Okay, let's see what people said. All right, this is where YouTube, thank you so much for being here. It is time to go on to the Patreon exclusive portion. Actually, also let me say this, if you're even still here. Let me say this. For the first time ever, I'm saying and asking, please like and subscribe. That is the first time I've ever said that. Because I'm always like, if they like it, they'll like it. And if they want to subscribe, they'll want to subscribe. But as I am going into this new chapter with this podcast, with a network and stuff like that, and but being more consistent with it, it would just be really helpful. It would just be really helpful. So, like and subscribe. Anyway, YouTube friends, I gotta go. It's time to go over to the Patreon exclusive friends. If you'd like to join the Patreon, link down below, and you get access to my podcast and every other podcast on the network. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Well, I love you guys, and I'm very grateful that you've made it this far. And I'm happy to be back and posting, and I will see you next time on Heb Hangs. Thanks for hanging with Heb.
Want more? Check out backdrop.fm for extended, ad-free episodes, extras, and more. Thanks for listening.